Rog is just taking a little bit of a nap. Having... Whoa!
That was a great game, was it?
It was...
What happened?
Football, Rog. Do you know one of my many lasting impressions
Yeah.
of this World Cup? We're going to be talking a lot about our lasting impressions between
It's the last game
this
in
show.
Rio.
Last game in Rio.
Yeah.
Now, tonight, on World Cup tonight, on Sports Centre over the weekend, and then in our boot room after the World Cup final. Our final impressions. We're going to talk a lot about them. But one of my final impressions, sometimes football's just a bit crap.
It is. We want to apologise, America.
Yeah.
We feel like we played a
We've
tiny
lured you
role
in.
luring
We've
you
lured
in.
you in. And
Making
then
you
you've
all
got
excited about football.
waste-
And then there was that.
Oh.
The heaven's gate of World Cup semi-finals.
Yeah, you waste 2 hours, 15 minutes of your life watching that, Rog.
For a second consecutive night, football, which has brought such joy to these shores.
Joy.
Brazilian shores.
Yeah.
Causes him only agony.
This is, let me just say that this is where Brazilians and English people, Rog, are now completely united. This is basically the worst scenario whatsoever. Actually, it's probably not the worst for Brazilians, but Argentina making it to the final.
In the
when
Maracana,
they're
the
not,
sacred Maracana.
when they're not going to the final.
Well, just before you get to your point about England, which I love.
Yeah.
Because we always like talking about ourselves.
Yeah.
But for Brazil, this is probably, not to be hyperbolic, but the worst night in their nation's history since the Portuguese arrived in 1808 to set up their colony.
The only thing that would be worse is if Argentina tomorrow were going to play like Cameroon in the World Cup final. Because at least Germany stand a very good chance of beating Argentina.
This is what Brazilians would call, in Yogi Löw's language, Gotterdammerung.
Yeah, Gotterdammerung.
Yeah, Gotterdammerung. I've heard for that.
Yeah.
But you were saying about the English people.
Oh, for England.
I want to hear this point.
For England, you know, complicated relationship with the French,
Not
the English.
that complicated.
It's fairly complicated. But I would say that Germany and Argentina, two teams who we've had, let's just call it previous with.
And they do say about the World Cup that when teams take the field, their nation's histories trot out alongside of them. That's all we'll say. It's hard for English people. Not as hard as it will be for Brazilians. We've got some solace in that. But well done, Argentina.
Well done.
Dia de la Independence Feliz. Happy Independence
We are
Day.
clapping a little bit quicker than we were clapping for Germany yesterday.
You were pretty crap. We were pretty crap, but it was a great night for cupcake science as well. And I think, if anything, this
was
is
Messi playing? Was he playing? Okay, he was playing. Okay, I was just checking.
It was a great night for cupcake science. And if this show is nothing else, it is a union of those who do commune and believe in the science of cupcakes. I don't know what Nate Silver said in that 548 thing, whenever he does the SIP.
Yeah.
Our cupcakes predicted.
Yeah.
They tasted, let me take you back in the George Michael sports machine.
Cow.
We suggested that the cupcake yesterday tasted of Madonna's performance as Evita in the movie.
Which clearly told us
that it was going to go to penalties and Argentina would squeak through.
Now, ignore my Dutch cupcake. You only end up, in the case that cupcakes disagree, you only go with the prevalent cupcake. That's just one of the laws of cupcake.
And the game was... the sad thing about this game, David, was it looked like it was going to shape up as a classic.
Really?
When the teams are in the tunnel.
Yeah, in the tunnel.
When they're wearing their strip. You look
at
the jersey.
Stirred by the FIFA Land Anthem, wearing their traditional colours, Roger, is what you want me to say. Orange and the white and sky blue stripes.
Two teams playing in their traditional
Oh, we
jerseys.
love teams in their traditional colours. We love big time.
When they came out, we thought this was going to be a classic. Unfortunately, then the referee went like this. Started
what
the
did
game.
he do?
He went, I can't whistle.
Okay, he whistled.
Whistle. Yeah, and then the game kind of quickly deteriorated.
Yeah, the whistle, that was a turning point. It was a Venderpunkt in the game.
We were very excited.
Opening whistle.
We were very excited to see what Louis van Gaal, the genius, was going to do against Alejandro Sabella, a man who my wife believes looks like a man who is at a shoddy Marlon Brando impersonator convention.
That's very true.
And then
That's a good point, Mrs.
kind of
B.
just deteriorated into two teams who looked like they really didn't fancy so much going to the Maracana to get a bare-bottom spanking from the Germans.
Or didn't like playing in the rain very much.
Yeah, and I have to say, this was it was anyone who mocks the standard of play of MLS. And this,
how dare you? How dare you?
Keep a copy of this game on your Betamax.
Yeah.
And tap it out if you want to see truly bad football. Because I believe, David, we've not discussed this.
Okay, go ahead.
They should eliminate both of the teams. They shouldn't have gone to extra time.
Yeah.
Neither of those teams were any good. We watched Argentina, the great Argentina with the tiny, great Lionel Messi, holding on for penalties.
Yeah.
We watched a Dutch team whose strategy was to smother space, press hard, try and take away any space, force the Argentinians out to the flanks, give them the flanks, man-mark Messi. Really, they just wanted to smother, crush any ideas the Argentinians could have had. Yeah. I would have blown the whistle.
Yeah, and said,
blow the whistle.
You,
blow the whistle. Blow the whistle. Would have been like, lads, game's over. You're both disqualified.
Showers.
You're both going to play in the third place match against the Brazilians.
And who are you putting in the final?
Well, I think on moral grounds, two teams come to mind. The Colombians, bring him back.
Yeah.
Bring him back.
Bring your chicken.
The moral victors of this World Cup, the USA, who lost to Germany by just one bloody goal. That result looks a bit better now.
I know. It makes them, right now, the second best team in the World Cup.
So I'd have both games. I'd have the final played and the third place game, which we like the best. Yeah. It's the big one. I'd have them both played on triangular pitches, 3 goals. Yeah. 3 teams. Yeah. And in the third place game, I'd have the Netherlands play. Yeah. I'd have the Argentinians play. And I'd have the Brazilians play. And I'd allow the Brazilians to have a 6-goal lead just to make the playing field equal. Yeah. How's that sound?
And you could also do it in that beach soccer. Put a net in the middle. Yeah. And just do it in the beachy style, popping off your
nipples.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that would work.
That's fair.
Yeah. Having said that, I must say, already, the third, fourth, assuming that FIFA don't do that, and at this point we can assume nothing, the third, fourth place playoff, Rog, the big one, Holland versus Brazil. Could be quite a good game of football.
That's going to be interesting because the Brazilians, frankly...
Wando
for the last time.
Wando for the last time. Say goodbye, Wando. Bob Lee's coming. We're going to be joined by royalty in his panic room.
Let me get this up for Bob Lee.
By the way, he may only be coming... Yeah, let's spray some of that stuff. He may only be coming in, not to be on our show, Rog. He may be coming in for authentic panic room reasons.
Well, the honest truth is...
If it's kicking off on Copacabana Beach...
It's a bit like the curry houses in England. You do a run-up when you've ordered and you don't pay for the bill. I think Bob knows we're leaving and probably wants to pick up his last month's rent.
Have we mentioned, by the way, that cruising just off the waters of Copacabana Beach, I can't believe 2 enormous... Well, there's 1 destroyer, there's 1 frigate, and apparently there are a couple of submarines down there.
If we don't understand
I can't even believe why Brazil's got submarines.
We understand the frigate. By the way,
you just sprayed a lot of that stuff in here.
It's great.
So they're literally... And they do like sort of drive-bys, sail-bys, cruise-bys, Rog, right by the FIFA zone.
They look like
whenever the Argentinians are out, they want to all the Argentinians, all their own Argentinians' own people, Anyway, it is a, it shocks me every day when I see that.
It does. It's been a great World Cup. We are going. By the way, we're leaving. I want to explain this. We'll talk about it in a minute anyway.
Okay,
we're leaving. You guys got so bored. We got tweets like this at Fantasy Fumblies, at Men in Blazers. If you rearrange Men in Blazers, you get Zen Rambles in.
That's so appropriate.
At Brath NG, go on. At Gunner in Japan.
Yeah.
If yesterday's game had never happened, would this game be interesting?
My favourite tweet, though, Rog, you sent out.
Question.
What?
Were we just spoilt by last night's frenzy in which a team were not just battered, torn apart, not just a dream of winning on home turf, a 64-year dream just mocked and derided in a German accent. In fact, this game was probably, well, the ratings will come out tomorrow. I believe this game will stand, the Holland-Argentina game, as the best-rated comedy on German television ever. They probably laughed so bloody loud at it. Yeah. But it also kind of eviscerated the nation. And we'll talk about that. We'll talk about our experience out in Brazil last night. But were we spoilt yesterday? So this was the inevitable come-down, David.
Well, no, not really, because it's not like the same teams are playing, Roger. These are different teams. This is a moment where we said in our preview that the big players have got to step up. It's going to be Arjen Robben and Messi, and then who are going to be the players who are going to step up beside them?
Yeah.
And then we said Louis van Gaal, cha-ching,
yep.
cha-ching. He's a tactical genius, and he's going to come a psychological master plan. He's going to come up with something amazing, and he didn't.
No. Well, he kind of will get it. I mean,
well,
at East Stoke, this game was like Seinfeld, a show about nothing. I found it very liberating. I spent a lot of time asking myself important questions.
Yeah,
like Palacios' rat tail, the Argentinian striker who came on in the second half. Why?
Why? The rat tail, or why did he come on?
Balding man.
Yeah.
With a rat tail. It's his signature rat tail. That may explain it. But what was he thinking? I know when many men go bald, they think that their virility escapes with their hair.
Not true.
I've done a lot of interviews on this topic. A lot of men I interviewed, and this is not women. I'm sorry to tell you this. This is not a thing that gives me. I'm just the messenger.
This is Roger's hobby.
But I interview a lot of men about baldness.
Yeah.
And a lot of them said
that's how we met.
I went bald, and then I found this bald patch, and it's then I decided to find a wife.
Problems in sector 2.4.
Yeah, men decide it's a lack of virility.
Really? Is that what people say?
And I wonder.
I've never heard that before.
Palacios is saying, still virile, look, still got it. What do you think, David?
Well, number one, I love men. Yeah. That really makes me love men, that men do that. Yeah. That the second they realise they've got problems in sector 2.34, they're immediately thinking, oh my God, I better find a wife quickly. Yeah. That's hilarious.
It's frightening. Sorry, women.
Yeah, I can't really relate to that.
Okay.
Rog, my favourite one is you were imploring FIFA's writers to get their act together and go and figure it out.
We did wonder over Twitter whether this was like a smash hit show World Cup. And I said to David, what series does a smash hit kind of lose its wheels?
Yeah, maybe fourth, fifth season. I was also thinking that maybe the FIFA writers have gone on strike because 2018 Russia, their contract has not been worked out yet, nor is there accommodation.
At Sports with John, the great John.
The great John Green,
who's gonna, I believe, is gonna auction off our blazers very shortly.
This blazer of mine and your other blazer, right? Your World Cup blazer. We're going to auction them off for charity, right?
For John Green's charity.
For his charity.
He's tweeted, he said, FIFA needs to introduce a new character now. Maybe somebody could be pregnant.
Yeah, someone pregnant. That would be excellent. That would be a good idea. Yeah, that would have worked.
Yeah, at BEHDC says, a Messi amnesia subplot.
Oh.
I think we saw that one tonight. Didn't quite like the look of it.
A little bit, Rog.
Yeah. So Zen rambles in, David.
Yeah.
Zen rambles in. By the 60th minute, I tried to tell myself it was 0-0. If it was baseball, we'd be telling ourselves it was like a great pitcher's duel.
Yeah.
Didn't work.
No, it wasn't.
What do you tell yourself in these situations?
Just that sometimes football's crap. Sometimes the football gods are with the game, Rog, and sometimes the football gods, they're watching perhaps an under-11 game going on in Botswana or something. Perhaps they're with another game.
Champion with his magical realism, he got a bit excited
about the side netting.
He didn't know it was a World Cup of side netting. You just kept shouting out, sitting by Davo and Tarico watching the game. Tarico about to head off to Royal Liverpool for the British Open golf.
Oh,
Davo, and he just kept talking, kept going, he's overclubbing again.
How many overclubbed crosses were there? What happens when you overclub? You tend to go. When you hit it long, you tend to draw, you tend to like close the face, tends to go long and slightly pull hook. There were so many pull hooked shots in this thing, or just plain overclubbing. One of the two.
Yeah, Van Gaal looked every time they cut to him on the sideline. By the way, neither manager held a candle to wet Herrera in the rain.
Well, Van Gaal didn't even go out in the rain.
Van Gaal looked like he was trying to think about a master tactical stroke with Tim Krul. Why are you saving for penalties? Why don't I just put him on? Put him on up front. Yeah, bang him on there.
I'd have seen Michael Vorm. I'd love to have seen Michael Vorm up there. Didn't happen.
Yeah. Argentina holding on for penalties. That's what we saw tonight, David.
That's a really remarkable thing. I mean, they had some chances in extra time to go and put the game away.
Yeah.
But nobody ever looked remotely like they were going to go and score other than in the side netting.
We were excited for
that was the most exciting thing that happened in the entire game.
Shots on goal at last. We've waited 120 minutes.
And then poor Ron Vlaar, Rog, who had a fantastic game.
Yeah.
He ends up taking the first penalty. It seemed like a strange masterstroke, that. and not just in hindsight, after they've been so incredible.
Apparently Van Gaal says to the Dutch journalists after wins, "Do you see what Van Gaal did there?" Referring to himself in the third person. Who does he think he is? Queen Elizabeth? At Pot Armitage, was that a bridge too far?
It was a bridge too far. We are joined by royalty.
Let's just give it.
Okay, let's give it a bit of a spray. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Here we are.
Sorry, Bob. There you go.
Thank you, guys.
Bob, first question.
Yes.
Are you here to appear with us on our show, or are you here for genuine panic room reasons because of stuff is kicking off outside already? And you're thinking about securing yourself.
As I said on the air, I guaranteed on the air that celebration that just ignited down the beach with the Argentine fans will be going on at sunrise.
Yes,
because I have seen it myself when I'm out in the morning at those hours. When the Argentine fans get going, they party long and hearty.
Yes.
Tarico and Fowdy will be down there reporting.
Yes, yes, once again. So, Bob, sometimes football is just a bit crap. That's sort of what that's the conclusion we've basically
How do you handle it professionally when you're kicked back to in the studio and... I think
even Santi was not juiced.
And it was his team.
Because the game just wound down. There's a little pool of slobber on his arm from where he'd fallen asleep earlier. How do you get it back? How do you?
What
do you do?
We were handed a good storyline. Why in the devil is Ron Vlaar, who played an epic
We were
game
just talking about this.
How do you? The statistics of shooting for kicking first and taking the lead.
60%
But who took the first kick for Argentina? Messi.
Yes.
Yeah, the Ron Vlaar of Argentina.
Hardly.
That's what they call him.
They
call him the mixed discarood of Argentina.
Whoa. So there's Van Gaal who took the water break in Mexico to change his formation. Who put in Tim Krul, whose substitutes have scored 4 goals and had 2 assists in this World Cup. Boom, boom, boom. And then he has a central defender kick first.
Is that a point where Van Gaal, who we were just talking about, refers to himself in the third person? Just believes that anything did you see what Van Gaal did? That he can do anything now. That he'll just think, you know what? I'll just throw Michael Vorm up front. I'll do anything. I'll go crazy.
On top of the fact he used a sub for a defender and a sub for a defensive midfielder because those players were not fit. So by the time he had to take Van Persie off, he was out of substitutions. It was. What a contrast, though. I mean, at least through a regular, the first 90 minutes. I mean, you could say you had the chess match of today versus that gym class of yesterday. And
good, nice analogy.
What a contrast between the 2 days.
Is this, in your mind, the worst day for the Brazilians? The Portuguese fled Napoleon, ended up here in 1808.
It's on the short list. It's on the short list. Where do you rank it? And for those who want to go out and dine in peace of the next 4 or 5 days in the city, it's going to be because the Argentinian aggregation they'll be large, they'll be enthusiastic,
they'll be loud,
and it's
a lot more drumming.
This is going to be deeply troublesome to all our Brazilian fans.
We
and
hope
friends.
so, Bob, because we're off.
Yeah, we're off. We're out of here.
Like
we're getting out.
Said,
Why would 2 Englishmen want to see a Germany versus Argentina final, Bob? There's absolutely no point whatsoever. So, Bob, question.
Yes.
And this may be too early. And you know how we feel about too early.
Yeah, it's horrible,
How are you starting to think about 2 reasons? One, I really want to know what you think. And secondly, we've got to do a sports centre here where we've got to talk about this.
Yeah.
How do we start thinking about this final between Germany and Argentina?
I think you need to start thinking about the Germans in these terms. That
take some notes, Ross.
They play beautiful football.
The Germans.
They do. They're defending the way they look for each other, the way they play out of the back.
They're a team.
Yeah, they're a team.
They are.
Yeah.
Well, but people say machine. They mindset. I think there's a bit of cultural stereotyping going on, and I think the Germans need to break free of that. I honestly do.
We only know cupcakes and cultural stereotyping.
What is Men in Blazers? What is Men in Blazers? An anagram?
Music and statistics.
No, Men in Blazers is an anagram of...
Something in Zen.
Something Zen rambles.
Yeah, rambles in Zen.
Rambles in Zen.
Okay. I'll buy that.
Yeah. Okay. So, got to think about Germany.
Yes.
How about Argentina? So, it's so interesting. You've got Germany trying to bounce
not a machine.
Forward. Not a machine.
Not a machine.
Trying to... An organism.
Artistic
natural, artistic organism. Right. They have to bounce forward from scoring 7 goals.
Yeah.
Coming off that high.
Did they use all their goals?
So they're coming off uppers. And then you've got Argentina, who've got to now ignite after doing nothing. They've got to, come off downers.
With a day less rest.
Yeah.
Coming off, 120 minutes. I mean, people. There was one moment in that first extra time. I think Snyder was on the ball, and we all in the studio. Is there a whistle? No, he's just walking with the ball. And it was 65 and rainy, so you can see the fatigue growing. I think Germany 2-0, Germany 3-1 on Sunday.
What's the point of watching America?
It is known.
Well, by the way, I haven't checked with the guys in Switzerland yet to see what the script says.
Nor have you eaten one of our cupcakes.
Go down to the Copa.
You haven't had a cupcake.
Sepp. What is the script, please?
What is the script?
Get a bellman to bring it down.
Not that we're suggesting for one moment that FIFA is writing this World Cup.
However.
But.
Last question for you.
Yeah.
Bob Lee. Last night's 7-1 surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Was it trumped today?
Was it what?
Trumped.
By Iron Robin entering the penalty area.
Yeah.
Going one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Defender on his heels.
Yeah, he didn't cut inside.
Yeah. And not falling out. He
didn't fall over.
He didn't dive
and
for
another
penalty.
time when he was pulled out like this and stayed up.
He stayed up.
And then said, well, where was the call? As if the Western world is calling for me to not go down. I stay up at one of these challenges.
I mean, you've got your 7-1s against Brazil. They're the dime a dozen. But
well, how about this?
Robin in a big game not going down.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Here's one for you.
Gravity. Yeah.
Go ahead,
Javier Mascherano, by every indication, I mean, in the 26th minute clash of heads, walked around. I mean, he looked as if he were concussed. It takes at least 6 minutes to evaluate someone for a concussion. He was back in the match in 2.5 minutes. That shouldn't have been.
Man of the match performance.
Well, and play. You could make the case he should have come out. Who makes that slide tackle on Snyder in the box in that late challenge going down the left-hand side? But Mascherano, beautiful effort.
Yeah, well, it was in the script. Not that what you know what I'm saying.
We'll fix it and rewrite it.
In all honesty, the way they make their decisions on the concussion issue
is wrong.
Is bizarre.
It's crazy.
There's a self-interest.
Pereira in the Uruguay game.
Well, the self-interest for the teams to keep their player on. So there's nobody.
Independent neurologists, and it took a long time for American sports to get there. And FIFA's got to be dragged into the 21st century on this issue.
I see a future OTL segment.
Well, we've done this many a time, but maybe guys in Bristol think about this for tomorrow's show.
Yes.
3 p.m. ESPN.
Okay.
There we are. So we've got our Sports Centre hit written.
We've got that. You took down Bob's notes. Okay, good.
OTL
done.
Anything I can do to help you guys.
Yeah, what else can we do?
Is this?
I need some help on Andy Cohen's show for later in the week.
Am I hearing correctly, though? This is the... This is it.
This is the swan song.
This is it.
We are.
Well, we're going to be.
You're taking these pictures back to.
It's all yours, Bob. Yeah. It's all yours. We're going to put it in a box.
Honestly, the way we look at life is we're only allowed to breathe and walk this earth because you say yes.
Yes, we're going to put it in a box. We're going to add a few bottles of Malbec, maybe some of that cheeky, cheeky Pinot Grigio from Chile, and we'll send it up to Lee Mansions up there.
Leave it at the gate. I'll have the staff go down and get it.
Okay, good, great. No, exactly the same way that they treat us when we come to visit, Bob. We totally understand that. So, we're going to pile it up.
Seriously, we've had a gorgeous time. We're going to be broadcasting from New York for the final. We wanted to go to a nation, witness the World Cup final in a nation that actually truly loves football, a real football nation.
None of this Brazil stuff.
None of this Brazil stuff. They're over it now. They've had it with football. They're going to start playing baseball.
Every single breakfast, lunch, dinner, we meet Americans who are over here who've been watching our show, and they come over, they chat to us. And they always say, you will not recognize America. You will not know how much America has fallen in love with this game. And Davo and I, ultimately, every time we hear it, we've wanted to kind of not go back after the World Cup bubble burst, but to sample it. So we are going back to being a real football nation.
That semi-final between Holland and Argentina might just have killed that. That might have just stopped American soccer
at least
in its
pretend
tracks.
America. That is all I will say. Last word is Ian Dark.
He's over there on TV. I'll try and drag him in here for you.
All I will say is that, jokes aside, an amazing Dutch performance over the campaign of the World Cup. They arrived.
I thought they were the better team tonight.
Undermanned, depleted by energy, injuries. Johan Cruyff himself said they will never get out of the group. They did that and then some. So Dutch people, 16.7 million of you, lift your chin up, feel proud, and with the 200 million Brazilians who are now instantly Germans. Instantly Germans tonight will be cheering for Germany. You should feel bloody good about yourself. Okay, brilliant. Bob, thank you so much.
Gentlemen, it's been a fun for the use with the guys
of your room. Can't wait to see you back.
Never a sense of panic in here.
Okay.
He's a lovely man.
Lovely man.
Gotta go.
He's like the dad you've always wanted.
Courage.
Size the day.
Size the day. I love it. Brilliant.
Oh, I love that man. I love
him.
that man.
Love
Dave,
him.
we're going to have another guest coming
God,
in
he
momentarily.
smells good.
Yeah, well, he does. This is not a sponsor, but it should be.
Wow, he smells good.
That's it. That is it on the Dutch game. We're going to talk very quickly about the Brazil stuff. I want to hit a last beat on the American stuff.
Okay.
Paul Carr is going to be coming in momentarily. Paul
3, 2,
blows your mind. Said
Paul Carr blows your mind. Say what? Paul Carr blows your mind. Said Paul Carr blows your mind.
That is the last time I'll ever sing that song.
Is it?
No, we'll do it
Many
live.
people have been writing to us. We did something called a Reddit AMA today. It was on a computer. You might know what that is.
Yeah.
And
God, it was amazing.
It was amazing.
It was amazing.
It was amazing. I don't quite know what it was.
No, I don't know who it was.
Or who we were talking to.
I just imagined it was Paul Carr's mum and dad.
But we were typing incredibly hard for an hour and 20 minutes.
Paul Carr, we just watched a crap game of football for 120 minutes. If you can blow our mind tonight, Dave.
Yeah. Can I just say, though, on that Reddit thing, many people saying to us, are you going to make Paul Carr Blows Your Mind a regular segment of what you're going to go and do in the future?
Yeah, we said he's going to have his own network television.
They're going to spin off?
Yeah, Men in Computers,
and he
we're going to call it.
He won't talk to us anymore.
Yeah,
so,
okay, Paul Carr,
Paul,
let me set this up properly. Paul Carr, we just witnessed a game of football that was frankly a bit crap.
Yeah, it was crap.
So let's look ahead to the final.
However, what we've been thinking the whole way through, as bad as it was, we were thinking it's all going to be okay because Paul Carr's going to come in here and he's going to blow our mind.
Yeah.
So Paul Carr, now rescue a nation who are starting to worry a little bit about football.
This is going to be the 10th
and
time.
Paul Carr,
sorry, I jumped the gun.
And Paul Carr, it's time to blow our mind.
This will be the 10th time that a South American team
has
met a European team in the World Cup final.
Yeah.
And South America has dominated them. They have won 7 of the 9 previous times that they've played in the World Cup final. So maybe Germany, not as secure as we might think.
It's a good stat for you
so let me get this straight. 10 times.
This is number 10.
Including this weekend, a South American team have faced a European team in the final of the World Cup. Okay, it doesn't need to go any higher. And of those 10 times, you don't want to talk about the 10 times in total because the 10th one hasn't happened yet exactly this weekend. So in 7 of the last 9 times, the South American team has won that contest.
That's right. Okay, we got that one. Thanks.
Thanks, Paul.
All right, can we just say what a remarkable colleague you are?
You're an amazing colleague.
Just come in here to blow our mind, but Paul is the gentleman. Thousands of people email him with stats, requests, questions, queries. Paul nails everything.
I will say, you asked me, Roger, about Lionel Messi struggling in this game.
Yeah.
He has started 12 World Cup games now.
Yeah.
Tonight was the first time he didn't have a touch in the attacking penalty area.
Wow.
There you are. That was called the belated delayed blow.
That is the one.
Yeah.
Twist in the tail. You blew our mind with that one.
Can we just say what a remarkable bloke Paul Carr is?
Remarkable bloke.
Honoured to be his colleague.
Yeah. Honoured.
Thanks for
I'm
making
just proud
us
to be in the panic room.
Thanks, P. Carr, at P. Carr ESPN.
Thanks to Paul
One of
Carr's
the greats. Thanks to P. Carr's mummy and daddy and all the aspiring P. Carrs. If you want to work in research at ESPN, just email Paul Carr.
Yeah, or tweet him.
Tweet him, P. Carr.
At P. Carr ESPN.
At P. Carr ESPN.
So we've hit the big issues. USA, moral victory, 1-0 loss to Germany.
Yeah.
I'll say, I was working this morning on a coda to the Inside series, which I did with my mate John Hock. And I was working on game film of Clint Dempsey's 30-second Wonder Strike.
Yeah.
It felt like it was months ago.
The one against Ghana.
I teared. In my bedroom, working on the film, I cried. It felt like it was months ago. It was like seeing an old friend who I love, but I've not seen in a long time. Being in a boot room does that to you. It warps your mind, being in captivity.
It does a little bit.
I also want to talk very briefly about Brazil. We went out last night for dinner. It was very mournful in the nation. Hundreds and hundreds of Brazilians out.
Lovely dinner, though, Rog.
Oh, it's amazing. It was amazing, actually. It was very nice.
Me, you, Mrs. B. It was wonderful. Good food, good wine.
And just thousands of Brazilians out, mournfully, quietly, somberly. There were thousands of them out, but it was so quiet. And there was a real awareness. It was very unbelievably wet also. White Herrera would have loved it. A real awareness that...
a real awareness
that they were going to remember this night the 7-1 destruction of their team.
Where were you?
They were.
Where were you?
It's one of those nights where they would all remember
we lost 7-1 to Germany.
Even though, I must say, Brazil didn't fall apart. There wasn't the myth of 1950 where people ended their lives, the nation fell apart, national trauma. Something funny and fascinating about Brazil is the team used to be everything. It used to be their symbol to announce themselves to the world. The economy is such. They have a supermodel or two. They're a sleeping giant economically. And as one gent said to me last night, he said, ultimately, we used to only love the Brazilian football team, but now the Brazilian football team is loved by women, he said, and people who don't really like football. They just tune in every 4 years to watch.
So it's more casual, is what you're saying. Yeah, I also think there's another point, that nothing feels quite as significant as it used to. Because the internet is really good, Rog. There's a lot to do.
Well,
there's a lot of other things to go and read about.
These players leave. David Luiz leaves Brazil so early. They don't have an emotional connection to them. They all grew up in Europe, and the Brazilian team hardly ever plays in Brazil. They're always on the road making money. So very muted yet powerful emotions. And the big takeaway, the disgrace of all disgraces, read the Globo Esporte headline, massacred tactically and technically, the worst defeat of all time. But my big takeaway, Davo, is that I now understand the lyrics to Copacabana.
You do?
By Barry Manilow in a completely different way.
Which we've been told isn't actually about this beach.
No.
Anyway,
but it is.
Go ahead.
It's about David Luiz. David Luiz is Lola.
Wow.
It is. It's his future. He was a
showgirl.
Lola.
He was a showgirl.
But that was 30 years ago when they used to
have a show.
Now it's a disco.
But not for Lola.
For David Luiz.
Still in dress he used to wear. Faded feathers in his hair. He sits there so refined and drinks himself half blind. Well, he's a Christian.
She lost her youth and he lost his Tony. Now he's lost his mind. It's a very sad song. It's a very
maybe Terry because he's going to Paris.
You decode the lyrics.
Wow,
but I'm telling
interesting work.
You will never.
Interesting work, Rod.
But at bar mitzvahs, at weddings, whenever that comes on.
Okay.
Sad.
I hate to tell you this, but we've got to stop doing this because we've got to go on World Cup tonight almost immediately. So just change the channel on your internet, go over to one of the various ESPN channels, depending on whether LeBron James is making an announcement about what he's doing right now, and find World Cup tonight, and we're going to be on soon.
But we want to say thank you. You are, I mean, truly unbelievable. This has been, mostly we speak into these as if we're talking to each other, but I mean, we're always talking to the 12 of you watching GFOPs. On the other side of this camera.
And the 3 new GFOPs, the 12 existing GFOPs. And the 3 new GFOPs.
12 people have never sent more tweets, more tokens, more emails.
Amazing stuff. You blow our minds. We love meeting you.
We love football. We love Brazil. We love you.
Love America.
We love America. And we'll be back there for the final broadcasting from Davo, back in the crap part of
Soho.
Back
in the crap part of Soho. Oh. Ciao.